Hey everybody, it's Peggy and I'm back with another video, and today I am pissing and moaning all about the Star Seller badge because I am sick and tired of people not even having... Okay, let me back up and let's talk about the Star Seller badge, because a Star Seller badge is basically the end result of 3 other badges. And I'm going to do this in my own special fucking spectacular way, and we're going to go from there. Let me just bring up my stuff. There's Star Seller right there. So when you go into your shop manager in the background, there is literally a little thing that you can click that says Star Seller. And it will say, mine says, nice work, you earned a badge, whatever, okay? So in order to get the Star Seller badge, you have to have had a shop for at least 3 months, for starters, okay? Because the Star Seller badge is calculated on a 3-month rolling average. So January, February, March will determine April's badge. February, March, April will determine May's badge, and it rolls forward like that. Your shop has to be open for at least 3 months. People open their shops and expect a badge right away. I'm going to back up just ever so slightly. The reason why I'm on my rant about this is because when the Star Seller badge was first announced last year, people were flipping out so badly over this bloody badge that they were shutting their shops down over it. Okay? And that was before the badge itself actually launched. So now what we're seeing, and I'll get to it in a minute. I'm gonna stay on track, because the thing that pisses me off is what I'm gonna get to. Okay, for starters, you have to respond to messages. Oh, sorry. Let me get back on track. So you have to have had your shop for 3 months. You have to have at least 5 sales per month. And those sales have to equal at least $300 US per month. And you can go look it up. I'm going to link the Etsy handbook article on the Star Seller badge so you can see for yourself all the ins and outs and how this works. Depending on where you live, the income threshold can be a little bit different, because they'll base it on on Australian dollars, Canadian dollars, Great British pounds, in euros. Okay. So you have to meet those criteria before you even have a chance of getting the Star Seller badge. Okay. Next, you have to have 95% plus response rate to messages that you respond within 24 hours. So you have to do that. You have to respond within 24 hours. So that means that if you only get 3 messages a month and you don't get to one on time, 30, 60, 90, right? Well, 33, 66, 99. If you only get 3 or 4 messages a month, missing one can knock you out of the running for a Star Seller badge for that month. I don't have the Star Seller badge. I'm just looking at my page because it'll tell me what I need to do to get it. Okay. So the data that I'm looking at right now is based on the current review period of December the 1st through the 1st of December through to February 28th. Yeah, 67% message response rate. I don't live on Etsy. I don't live on Etsy 24/7, and sometimes people will message me something and I need to look up some information before I can intelligently message them back, right? So, I don't always get to people within 24 hours. Okay. So speedy replies, that's actually a badge that you can earn all by itself. In order to get Star Seller badge, you have to have earned 3 other badges first. Did you guys know that? Go look at your page. Go look at your Star Seller page. There are 4 badges, not just 1. Okay, speedy replies, you have to reply to all messages within 24 hours. Unless you mark a message unless the message is spam. If you mark a message as spam, you don't have to reply to it. And you can use auto replies, and that will count as a reply. Okay, so speedy replies, depending on what you do and how you do it, can be easy to get, but you got to live on Etsy. You got to be checking your messages at least twice a day. Don't forget, if you check your message at noon, if I check my messages at noon today, a message comes in overnight, but I don't know, I sleep in, I'm late, my phone dies, and I can't get to my messages, and I don't respond until 1 p.m., I've missed the 24-hour window on that message. You have to be on Etsy multiple times a day to make sure that you're not missing a message if you want to get that badge. I don't live on Etsy. I sound like I do, but I don't. Okay. So the next one is the Rave Reviews badge. Now, Rave Reviews, 5-star reviews are fairly easy to come by. Quality of product, quality of customer service means quality of review. So you do have to have reviews. People have to review your shop. If you're getting 7 to 10 sales a month, and so you're meeting the criteria, but you're not a super busy shop. If people aren't reviewing your stuff at all, then you're not going to qualify for it. Not because you don't have good reviews, but because you don't have enough reviews. People can go for an entire month and not get a single review. And if you have zero, I don't know how that works. I don't know if they just don't do it, but your target is 4.8 stars, and you need to make at least 4.8 stars as the review rating. And they're fairly easy to come by. Just be nice to your customers and they'll be nice to you. It's pretty easy. Okay, so that one's not a big deal. Now let's get to the one that pisses me off, and this is on time, dispatch, and tracking. So now you have to accomplish two things. Now, let's say that your policies say that you ship within 3 days. Well, you have to have that's your ships by date. You'll see that referred to as your ships by, because you have promised that when the order comes in, you will ship by the end of day whatever, right? And it's business days. It is business days. So if I say I ship within 3 days, and today it's like, let's say that today is Saturday, then I'll have Saturday and Sunday as free because they're not business days. Then I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and have to ship by the end of day Wednesday. But when you're looking at your orders on Etsy, it will tell you what dispatch is by. It says right in the order when it has to be in the mail by. So you're all good there, right? Now, people were losing their fucking minds when the Star Seller program started. They were closing their shops over it. They were coming into the groups freaking out. People were talking about, oh, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, before the program even actually launched. So what does the program do and don't do? This is kind of getting mixed up with shipping for a couple of reasons. Because what people have discovered is that if they write untracked, letter mail, or something else other than a valid tracking number in the tracking number field, that they can trick the system into acknowledging this as tracked, and they can get their Star Seller badge for the month. Okay, you have to ship your package on time, and you have to have a tracking number. But if you're in Canada, you have to, the value of your, if you're in Canada, I'm in Canada, and like I said, I'm going to be linking the Etsy handbook article about Star Seller. If you're in the Great Britain, the EU, Australia, Canada, there's different criteria, but in Canada and Australia, it's $15. So $15 Canadian. As long if your package if your total value of the sale is less than $15 Canadian, you don't have to track, and you'll still qualify for the tracking thing. In the Great Britain, I think it's £10, and in the EU, I think it's €10. Anyway, that's. I've got the article sitting right here. I should just have it open. I'm going back and forth. I'm just looking at my own thing so I can keep myself on track, because we know how on track I stay on a good day. Anyway, people are trying to cheat the system in order to convince the system that they've entered a valid tracking number so that they can meet the tracking criteria, because you have to have all three. You have to have the Speedy Replies badge, the Rave Reviews badge, and the Smooth Dispatch badge to qualify for the Star Seller badge. So there's actually 4 badges. The only badge that should matter to anybody is the Rave Reviews badge, because that's the only thing that matters to customers. Customers are willing to work with you on everything else as long as they are confident they're going to get a product that they're going to like. But anyway, so Etsy released the program. People have been freaking out ever since. I think I get, just in my group alone, I get 1 or 2 messages, well, sometimes I get a DM. And sometimes I get people, in the group asking, "Oh, the Star Seller, what do I do? What do I do? I need the Star Seller." Well, it's like, for starters, no, you don't. Only about 10% of all sellers are going to qualify for this badge. They don't make these badges easy to get. If they were easy to get, everybody would have one, and then they would cease to have any meaning or value. For starters, so don't freak out because you don't have one. People are convinced of several things. If I don't have the Star Seller badge, I will be delisted in searches. No. Maybe 20% of sellers can qualify for the Star Seller badge, but are they really going to punish 80% of their seller base for not qualifying for something that they made it difficult to qualify for in the first place? I don't think so. That's bad business. That is bad business. If 80% of your customers, because don't forget, Etsy makes money based on our fees. If we are not paying fees because we are not making any money because we have been delisted because we're not earning the Star Seller badge, that's bad for Etsy's bottom line. Like, think about it like money. Like, yeah, it's like, it makes no sense. Think about it. If you have a product, if you have products that are worth $20 each, and you stop selling the $10 products because, oh, they're not making as much money off of them, but 80% of your business comes from people buying these less expensive products, no, that does not make any business sense. 7.5 million sellers, and Etsy's going to punish. So what is 80% of 7.5 million? Like, that's like what, 6 million people? That's a lot of money to walk. That's a lot. No, they're not punishing us. They're not going to punish us for not having the Star Seller badge. Okay, period, and stop. What they are going to do though is a couple of other things. A couple of other things are going to happen. So let us go over to this. Is it still up? Did I put it where it was supposed to be? No, I didn't. I didn't put my stuff where it's supposed to be. Okay. What they are going to do, though, Etsy takes a very dim view on people that try to manipulate their systems for your gain. So people are putting in fake tracking numbers. They're writing in letter mail, untracked. They're making sure that they put something in the tracking number field. Okay. Well, here's the thing. Etsy only accepts a tracking number that they can verify. Why do they do that? Well, because they're all computer jockeys over there. They're code monkeys. And they can write a little program that just goes doop, de doop, de doop, and verifies that it's actually a real tracking number. And they can verify that tracking number because I can buy Canada Post shipping labels right from Etsy. So if I put in a fake tracking number, they can go, boop, that's not a Canada Post number, and they can write a little teeny tiny program that can verify it. You can put in whatever you want in the tracking field, but they're eventually going to figure it out. And I don't know when, where, how the bots review or don't review. Bots are basically little tiny programs that go running through the system looking for special things, right? So you're going to get caught. It's just a matter of time. And it's not necessarily, okay, some things we always talk about, oh, I wish they wouldn't do that. It takes forever to catch these people doing this, and it takes forever to catch the people doing that. It's not going to take them as long as you think it is to catch you putting in things that just are not tracking numbers. Stop doing it. Okay, just stop doing it. You're not going to be punished. Period. You're not going to be punished for not earning the badge, but you will be punished for trying to manipulate the system to falsely earn the badge that you have not earned on your own merits. There's also rumors behind the scenes, and nobody knows for sure yet. We haven't had a lot of information coming back. There is information behind the scene that says that people that get caught doing this are at risk of losing their shops. We do know that there are other things that Etsy offers as perks that are subject to abuse. And people that get caught abusing those things will lose their shops. Review extortion is a big thing. I'll give you a 10% discount, but only if you give me a 5-star review and blah blah blah. It's like you lose your shop for that the first time they catch you doing it. It's a huge no-no. So yeah, manipulating the system. Etsy takes a very dim view of that. So currently you will just lose your Star Seller status if they catch you. We don't know if that means you could ultimately lose your shop. I'm just putting it out there that the rumors are there, and the rumors are there and nobody knows, but we do know that the collective we of the interwebs. Okay, so fake tracking numbers are becoming all the fucking rage, and people are literally talking other people into doing it. Oh, I really need the Star Seller badge. I really need the Star Seller badge. I don't know how to get the Star Seller badge. I can't afford to track, which is a common argument. Especially for people selling lower value items, especially in Canada. Shipping's really expensive in Canada, right? So it's like, oh, well, I can't afford to track without losing money, and my customer base already expects free shipping. I can't do this unless I'm going to do this and that. What do I do? Oh, just write untracked or letter mail or whatever in the tracking field, and Etsy will accept it, and you'll still get your Star Seller badge. It's like, sure, you will. And then you'll get caught, and then you'll be delisted from any of these badges, like forever. Sometimes, we don't know. It may be temporary, it may be permanent, we don't know. But you are manipulating Etsy's systems, which we do know is a violation of their terms and services. Anything that you do to falsely inflate your stats in any way, shape, or form on Etsy is a violation of their TOS and can get you removed from the platform. And don't forget, Etsy can shut you down for any reason or no reason at all. And I'm not telling you guys, oh, you need to be scared of Etsy. They love to shut down shops. They don't. But they also don't love letting people who are manipulating the system get ahead of people who are playing by the rules. If you're not going to play by the rules, you can expect bad things to happen. Stop putting shit in the tracking field to try and manipulate the system. You're just going to end up with bigger problems down the road, because now it's not about the star seller badge. Now it's about you cheating the system. And that can come back to bite you in the ass in a big bad way. Okay. So what do? Well, take a look at how much you're earning. The badge has been around for a while now. The badge has been around for 6 months, and people are still, I'm not getting any sales. It must be because I haven't got this badge. It's like, I don't have the badge. My sales are fine. Take a look at your product. Take a look at your customer service. Take a look at where your average, take a look at everything else that you can control, and stop freaking out over this fucking little badge. This little badge means absolutely nothing. Only a certain percentage of sellers will ever be able to earn the badge, because they didn't create the badge as a metric you have to meet. They created it as, it's the prize, right? It's the prize for doing certain things. They knew that not everybody was going to make they know not everybody can earn the badge. They're not going to punish you for being one of the guys who didn't earn the badge. It's that fucking simple. Okay. So, yeah, what if I'm having trouble providing the customer service to get the badge? You will not be, it says this right in the Etsy handbook, you will not be penalized for not achieving star seller status. But we expect sellers to uphold the customer service expectations and our service level standards. If you're already meeting the service level standards, you're fine. You will not be punished. You will lose out on a perk that I will tell you right now, as a buyer, I could fucking care less about. As a buyer, I want to know what your star rating is, and I want to know what your reviews look like. That's it. I could fucking care less. I'm a seller. People and most people have access. Most people that buy online understand how buying online works. If I see that you're not shipping things on time because it's coming up in the reviews, if the reviews are constantly saying, "Oh yeah, this guy couldn't be bothered to put my thing in the mail on time," yada yada yada. That's what I want to know, but I don't care about a fucking little badge. Nobody does. Okay. I can't say nobody. Somebody cared about it, or Etsy wouldn't be doing it. Anyway, let's get back. Ugh. Sorry, I slouch. I'm a chronic sloucher, and then I have to readjust myself on a regular basis. Okay. So, you can be disqualified from the star seller badge for other reasons. And one is, okay, your shop no longer meets the qualification criteria. So, and that can be, oh, we figured out that you're not using real tracking numbers. Done. And the following may result in temporary or permanent disqualification for the program, okay? So if your shop no longer meets the qualification criteria, that's like, okay, so the next 3-month period is being evaluated and you just don't earn it this time around. That's fine. Your shop has an overdue bill. That can happen. And that can happen for a whole lot of reasons. Maybe you didn't have a lot of sales and your advertising stuff just came up and they tried to bill you through your credit card and it didn't go through, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That stuff you can fix. Your account privileges are limited, and that can happen for a lot of reasons. And it's, that's a whole different conversation. Your account violated our terms of use, including and not limited to our seller policy. And this is where it comes in. And the last one, we have reason to believe you attempted to falsely inflate your star seller stats. So if you violated the TOS, or they have, we have reason to believe you attempted to falsely inflate your star seller stats. The first time the bot shows up and sees that you've written letter mail or that you've got a series of random numbers that cannot be verified, because don't forget, when you set up your shipping profile, you have to say who you're shipping with. Canada Post, here's a number. Oh, it's not real. They'll know it. They'll pick it up immediately. You have to disclose who your shipper is, and the minute you do that, they know who to check with. It's like, oh, they say this is a Canada Post tracking number. Let's do a quick little check, and they can just run little programs in the background that do this day and night. You will be caught. You will be caught. You cannot put fake information in these tracking fields and get away with it. Not for the long term. So you're only scheduled to be reviewed by the bot every 6 months. So it's going to take them 6 months to catch you. Well, if they catch you 6 months from now and find out that that's all you've been doing, they could end up terminating your account over it. And this is just background rumors. But the rumors have been there for a while now that the possibility exists because Etsy has no fucking use for people who manipulate their systems. They take a very dim view of it and they don't play. So give everybody a little while to get used to things. And I don't know how that's going to look. I don't know if that's what, nobody knows if that's what they're going to do or not. That's a rumor. It's a rumor that's going around in the background. There's been no confirmation of people losing their shops over it. And don't forget, if Etsy shuts you down, they're not going to tell you why, because of legal liability reasons and blah, 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 blah. They don't want to have an endless lineup of frivolous lawsuits from people who lost their shop and didn't like that. So they're not really going to tell you why. So we don't know. We do not know about that one yet, but we do know that you can be permanently barred from the Star Seller program. And we do know that if you commit certain violations of their TOS and whatever, you can be delisted from the searches. So that's just rumors. That there is rumors that this could be happening, but we do know that it happens with other things. We know that you can lose your account for trying to manipulate the review system. We know that for trying to getting a bunch of your buddies to come and buy your product, or you go on to a second account and buy a whole bunch of stuff and leave reviews. You sell a bunch of stuff for a loss so that you can get a bunch of friends and buddies in. Anyway, we know that there are ways, if you get caught manipulating the system in other stuff that exists on Etsy, we know you can lose your account for it. We don't really know what is or isn't going on where this is concerned yet. So that is just rumors. But we do know that if you get caught, if we have reason to believe you attempted to falsely inflate your Star Seller stats. That's what it says right here in the handbook. And that is a one-way trip to losing your Star Seller status and all the other badges permanently. That's already been verified elsewhere. So stop fucking around. Just stop fucking around and do your fucking math. Oh my God. So many people that are coming in going, I had to start tracking because of the Star Seller badge, yada, yada, yada. Because I'm going to lose money, this, that. Now we're talking people that are paying for shipping out of pocket because their customer base just, I don't charge for shipping, and if I do, I'm going to lose customers. Okay. So do your math on this. There are people that are spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars every month in order to earn. And that's the other side. Okay, fake tracking numbers and all that shit. It's like, stop doing that. That's just garbage. And stop doing the exact polar opposite, which is switching over to tracking at your own expense when it doesn't make sense to track just to get the Star Seller badge. This is the other side of it, because I'm seeing two extremes, and I'm not seeing anybody going, okay, I'm seeing lots of people going, don't worry about the badge. Not everybody gets it. Not everybody is going to earn that badge, and Etsy's not going to punish you for not having a badge. Okay? The other side of this badge is people that are trying to fuck around with fake tracking numbers or writing in letter mail or all that stuff. They're going to get caught and they're going to get punished for it. And they're out there talking other people into doing it. Oh, you should do it this way because, well, I just do this, it works for me. I just do this, it works for me. It's like, no, you just haven't been caught yet. You haven't been caught yet. And when you get caught, you're losing the Star Seller badge. And somewhere down the line, Etsy may flip that switch and start going, look, this is a TOS violation. Manipulating the system in order to get ahead manipulating their system in order to get ahead and compete is against their TOS to begin with. So that odds of getting your account terminated are there. We just don't know where the gossip meets the reality on the situation because we haven't had any, there's been no confirmations happening in the background yet. It's a new enough program, right? The other thing that people are doing, I started and stopped on that one a couple times. The other thing that people are doing is they're losing their fucking minds, going, I must have the Star Seller badge, or my shop is just going to be dead in the water, and I'm not going to be able to compete. And so they start tracking shit at their own expense. So now instead of spending $2 for shipping, they're spending $10 for track shipping. Okay. So let's assume that you are spending $2 to ship, untracked, and you sell 100 items a month. That's pretty respectable. So you sell 100 items a month and you send it untracked, and people opt not to track for a lot of reasons. So there's nothing wrong with sending out stuff untracked. I don't track everything. So there's nothing wrong with that. So you're sending out 100 items a month and it's costing you $2 to send untracked. That's $200 a month in shipping. Now you've decided to track at your own expense because you're in a niche where customers just don't tend to pay for shipping. So it's like, oh, I can't really charge for shipping. So now, but I'm going to track at $10 a package. You're now spending $1,000 a month to ship. You've increased your shipping charges by $800 a month. just to get a badge that nobody fucking cares about. That's how much it's costing you to maintain your star seller status. Now take a look at your stats. Oh, my sales are the same. Nothing, I got the star seller badge, but nothing really changed. So you're spending $800 a month for nothing. Oh, well, I've got an extra 10 sales a month. Okay, and this is some easy math here, guys. I've got an extra 10 sales a month, and say you're selling products that are $25 a piece. Okay? I have the Star Seller badge, and my sales have gone up by 10 sales a month, and I think that that is because I have the Star Seller badge. Okay, so you're currently spending an extra $800 in shipping. Okay? You sold 10 $25 items, so you've made $250 in products. Yeah, $250 in products for an additional $100 in shipping. So that $25 product is now worth $15, so you've made an extra $150 this month. And in order to do that, you have spent an extra $800 in shipping. You did not come out ahead. You did not win at this. You are spending $850 more, or I should have brought a piece of paper. I'm actually pretty good at math, but I usually have to jot the numbers as I go. Okay. You've spent an extra $800 a month in shipping that you didn't have to spend in order to bring in an extra $250 a month worth of business. And don't forget, you spent $10 a month on that. So you spent, so that's $150. So $250 is what you brought in, but you spent $100 on shipping. So in order to earn $150 extra dollars, you've taken on an extra $800 in shipping, plus the extra shipping on those sales that you also got. You're not winning. The math is not on your side for this. Having that badge is costing you way more money. So you give up the badge. I got to stop when we start. My camera has a timeout. It won't let me go for more than 30 minutes for safety reasons. Anyway, so you don't have the badge. So you don't have the badge. You're spending $200 a month in shipping. Okay, don't forget, you switch over and try to get the badge for $800 a month in shipping. Okay, you don't have the badge, and you lose 10 sales a month. Which is the bigger financial hit to you? I lost 10 sales. I lost 10 sales, so I lost $200 worth. I lost $250 worth of business because I don't. This is if you believe it, because it's not true. Okay, it's not true. Your sales will fluctuate all over the place all the frickin' time, depending on what you're selling. There are people. Okay, if your primary item is Christmas stuff, then you're gonna flatline in January, February, March. You're gonna flatline. Oh, I sell Christmas ornaments. I don't know why my sales are down in January. It's like, well, hello, right? My products are really popular with the Halloween crowd. So I always get a boost around. I always get a bit of, I've got year-round sales, but I always get a boost around there. So it's like, yeah, my product isn't really a Christmas-oriented product. So my sales actually drop a little bit at Christmas time. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Okay, so that is just whatever. That's a whole separate rant. For this particular rant, it's like, okay, so for $800 a month in extra shipping charges, $800 a month out of pocket that you weren't spending before, but now you are, you get a little badge, or you don't have the badge and you lose $250 a month worth of sales. Which one is the bigger financial hit? Earning the badge. Oh, I lost $250 worth of sales because I don't have the badge. If that's what you decide to believe, and like I said, that's not how it works. But if that's how you feel that you are being impacted, take a look at the math. How much are you spending to increase? Because shipping is where this whole program falls apart for most people. They freak right the fuck out. A lot of people on Etsy have relatively small, easy to manage products. There's an entire, stickers. Stickers are small and easy to manage. Little posters, greeting cards, things like that. They're small. $10 to ship a greeting card when you can just put it in an envelope and send it normally doesn't make a lot of sense to a lot of sellers. Obviously, it depends on the value of the greeting card, right? There's a lot of products on Etsy that are relatively inexpensive, so shipping them tracked doesn't make a lot of sense, especially if you're shipping from Canada or other countries where shipping is really expensive here. Just a basic package is about $8.50 to send. Like that's about their cheapest rate for their smallest packages. And these are packages that in the States you can like send them for like $2. Like so, okay, I don't know what shipping costs in the States. I don't know if it's expensive or not expensive. Anyway, mathematically speaking, going for the Star Seller badge costs most sellers more than they think they're going to get back. Oh, I've got the Star Seller badge. I've got 10 extra sales. It's not going to offset that $800 in extra shipping that you're spending because you went from $2 a package to 10, right? Do your math. If you're not good with math, find a friend who does math. If you don't have a friend that does math, don't go into the message boards going, don't go to the messages, don't go into message and forums going, how can I trick the system into accepting this as a tracking number? And how can I cheat the system? If you go into this, go in there and go, I need to sort out my math to figure out whether it's worth switching over to tracking or not. There's plenty of people that are decent enough with math that they'll help you do the numbers, take a look at it for you, whatever. But anyway, you have to ship to get the Star Seller badge. If you're caught you have to track to get the Star Seller badge. You also have to put it in the mail on time. People are freaking out. Oh, I tracked. It's like, did you get it in the mail on time? Well, why would I have to do that? Of course, packages are late. Etsy has to understand that. And it's like, no, you have to understand that if you're not getting your stuff in the mail on time, extend your shipping time. Extend your ships by. Okay. Anyway, that's my rant. I didn't swear as much as I thought I was going to, but anyway, there's been a new there's been a new blast of people coming in asking about Star Seller, and a new blast of people coming going, oh, here's how I cheat. It's like, no. And yeah, you've been getting away with it for a while, sure, but the program's not that old, and they're now it's available on the search bar. When you do your search, you can go into your filters and you can filter by Star Seller. Well, once that kind of stuff starts happening, Etsy's going to start taking cheating a lot more seriously than they already have been. And if that's you, you could end up losing your shop over it. Etsy does not screw around with terms of service violations, and it is a violation of their terms of use to manipulate the system, which is what you're doing when you try to put in fake tracking numbers. And they have a way to check. So stop screwing around. And stop expecting sympathy when you do have a problem. Not sympathy, I don't know, that's maybe not the right thing, but stop believing the crap you hear from other people. Just stop believing that crap. Stop believing this, here's how I cheat the system and it'll work for you too nonsense, because it is cheating the system. And yeah, it's falsely inflating your stats, and anything that you do that is falsely inflating anything on Etsy is grounds for them to get rid of you. And like I said, the rumor is there. The scuttlebutt in the background is that that's what's going to start happening next, and we don't know how they're going to do it. When we don't know anything about that. They may not. They may never. Okay, I'm just telling you, it's a risk. Getting disqualified from the Star Seller program, it's going to happen. They'll figure it out. You know, you can't just use the same. And don't forget these bots. It's a computer program. It's a computer program. Every single thing that we're doing on Etsy is part of a computer program. They can tell the program, go look for this, go look for that. And they can verify whether or not you're putting in a real tracking number or not. And just because they haven't got to you yet to do their scan doesn't mean they're not getting to you. Doesn't mean it's not happening. You may be back of the line because your sales aren't there yet. I mean, we don't know what criteria that they did. They might say, oh, if you have over X amount of sales, you need to be reviewed. We don't know. We have no fucking idea how this works in the background. I don't know how you're getting away with it. I don't know why you're getting away with it, but I do know that eventually you're going to be caught. And this could cause you problems that you're not ready to deal with, especially if you're already making your monetary goals. Why the fuck do we even care in the first place? Stop. Just fucking stop if that's what's going on with you. If you are already meeting your financial goals, you have no reason to fuck around with the system. If you are already bringing in some of your own traffic from outside of Etsy, you have no reason to screw around with that now. If your traffic doesn't come from Etsy, then stop trying to manipulate Etsy. That sounded weird, but you know what I mean. Anyway, that's my rant, that's my rage, that's my thing. I've got to go edit this and get this up on the interwebs for you guys to like look at and go, what the fuck's wrong with you now? Anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, do the things. I'm trying to take over the world, and I'm doing it one subscription at a time, and I need your help. You know, do the thing. Don't comment. It was never designed to be something that everybody has to have. It's that simple. You don't have to have it. Your shop can succeed without it. And as long as you're following the rules, you're fine. But don't break the rules in order to get something that you don't qualify for. It makes no sense and could end up with bigger penalties for you down the road. So just keep that in mind. Happy selling, happy shopping, happy doing whatever you're going to do, but keep in mind that this is a thing. So I'm going to get going now, guys, and I will see you on the next one. And until then, have a great day.